Hey guys, hope you guys are enjoying the sun. It is just about to go away for the rest of the week, so I thought I'd utilize this time, take advantage of the fresh air, and get out and do some yoga. So I thought you could follow along with me, and I think today we're going to do some more Hatha Based yoga. So holding postures for a set number of breaths and then releasing out of it and then going into the next side and then following along to the next posture. So this is a great video for those of you that want to get a little bit more alignment based and take a break from doing a bunch of downward dogs and chaturangas, a lot of the stuff that we've been doing these past few days. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and start in a seated position, either into your heels or sitting cross-legged. Whatever is more comfortable for you, feel free to use any props to sit onto. And then once you are ready, go ahead and let your palms face up wherever you are. Okay, and once your palms are facing up, relax the shoulders down the back, close your eyes, and just start to take some nice slow inhalations and exhalations. Taking this time to feel relaxed and present in the moment, forgetting about everything else that you have going on later today, or things that happened yesterday, and just being here, being open and willing. And accepting of love and joy in your life and in your heart and those around you, loved ones, friends, family members. Maybe setting a dedication for your practice today. Dedicating your practice to someone or something in your life, or even someone that you don't know. Just sending love out to the universe, to those that could use it right now. Breathe your dedication into your body. Breathe out everything else. You can choose to keep your eyes closed, or you can slowly start to open them up. And with your next inhale, let's reach our arms up over the head. Maybe look up towards your thumbs. Exhale, relax your arms back down to your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. And exhale, relax your arms back down to your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head, and this time, maybe take a little chest opening, heart opening. So bending the elbows, opening up the arms, lifting up through the heart, through the chest. On your next inhale, reach your arms back up over your head. And exhale, draw your hands to your heart center. When you're ready, slowly start to open up your eyes if the eyes were closed. Making your way to your hands and your knees. Let's do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, opening up through the front of the body. And exhale, rounding the body. Inhale, opening up to the front. And exhale, rounding it out. One more time. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, round it out. Coming back into a neutral spine, take your right foot, step it back and ground it onto the floor. Reach your arm up over your head, your right arm up over your head. Maybe even open it up a bit, send your chest to the sky. One more breath. Coming back through center. Slowly take the hand and the knee back down and try the other side. Bringing the right hand down, left foot back, left arm goes up, and maybe open up through the chest. One more breath. And then slowly making your way back into a neutral spine. Making your way onto your toes. So tuck your toes, bring your knees and your feet together. And sit back towards your heels. So giving yourself a nice toe stretch. this is uncomfortable, you can take your hands onto the floor and just gently sit back as much as you can without pain. And then just holding it right here, taking nice slow inhales and exhales. One more breath. When you're ready, place your hands onto the floor, point your toes, and then sit back towards your heels. If this is too much, feel free to just have your hands on the floor and sit back as much as is comfortable. Otherwise, you might bring your knees and your feet apart and sit onto a block, a pillow, or sit in between your feet. You can decide to have your knees together if you'd like. And taking a few breaths here. When you're ready, place the hands onto the floor. Bring your knees and your feet together. Again, tuck your toes and then come into like a crouch position here. From here, send your hips up, coming into a forward fold. You can decide to have your feet separated or together, but then maybe soften the knees and let your body hang out here. Perhaps take ragdoll. Take a couple breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Place the hands back down onto the floor. Bend your knees and just roll up one vertebrae at a time. Once you do come all the way up, you might roll your shoulders back, maybe move around your head and your neck just to kind of loosen things up. And then standing with your feet either together or apart. So pardon me, the ground is not completely flat, but this is great. This will be fun. So we're going to start with our left leg being planted, or left foot planted into the floor with the left leg nice and long and straight. We're going into a variation of standing head to knee. So for standing head to knee, the first part is to lift your right leg up. So your right thigh is parallel to the floor, and your right knee is right over your right ankle. So a lot of times I'll see this happening or this happening. Just let it be right underneath with your right foot flexed. From there, okay, thinking about firming your left hip into the center line. So your hip, knee, and ankle are all basically in one line. Then engage through the left quad, the left top of your thigh, to help draw the kneecap up the thigh and help to protect your knee. With the standing foot, we're really thinking about grounding into all four corners of the feet, pushing into the pad of the foot as much as you're pushing into the heel of the foot. From here, you can stay here, maybe interlace the fingers right below the knee, and then pull the knee in towards the chest. So thinking about all the things that you just did to set yourself up for that first step, then taking that those same things into the second step. So thinking about your left hip firming in, your left foot grounded into the floor nice and evenly, and your right knee right over your right ankle. From here, you can stay here, or maybe start to come down and grab the bottom of the foot. So when I grab the bottom of the foot, I'm trying to get as much interlacing as I possibly can. So all the way down to the webbing of your hands here. And once you have that, and you feel comfortable, you might start to kick the foot straight forward. You do not have to have the leg straight as you kick it forward. Okay, over time, it might get there. Keep thinking about firming the left hip into the center line and the left foot grounded equally on all four corners. Flexing through the right foot and helping to protect your spine by bringing the belly button in. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more inhale. And then on your exhale, slowly start to bend the knee, set the foot down, and stand up nice and tall. So if you felt any low back pain from that one, just be mindful of bringing the belly button in but continue to breathe. I know it's hard to breathe when your belly button is coming in. You kind of forget all about it. So let's try the other side. So planting the right foot firmly into the floor. Okay. Bringing the left thigh up. Remember, you want your left knee right over your left ankle. Foot is flexed. Okay. And then the left foot is grounded as much as we can. Firming the right hip in, keeping everything nice and center, and then engaging through the right quad. You can choose to stay here or interlace the fingers right below the knee and pull the knee in. So I'm using my upper body to get the stretch in through the lower body. Keep thinking about firming your right hip in and pushing equally through the four corners of your standing foot. Relax the shoulders down the back, and then if you decide to, you might interlace the fingers underneath the foot. Really get down in there as much as you can. From there, you might kick it straight forward. So if you can see your hamstring, like if there was a mirror in front of you, if you could see your hamstring, your leg is way too high up. You can see your quad, leg is way too far down. So we're trying to get the thigh as parallel as we possibly can so that all you would see if you were standing in front of a mirror is the bottom of your foot. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhale. 1 more inhale. And then on your exhale, slowly start to come back and relax the foot and stand all the way back up. If you want some relief from the low back, which it's very common to feel some tensing up in the low back from this, place your hands onto your low back and just a supported back bend. So you want to relax the glutes as you send the hips forward. Let your hands guide your hips there. Lift the chest up and maybe let your eyes look up or your head can drop all the way back. And then from there, slowly start to come back to stand again and relax the arms down to your sides. Okay, we're going to move on into our next one. We're going to go into Garudasana Eagle Pose. So for Garudasana, this is a binding pose. So everything's squeezing into the center line to help you with your balance and to help you with your focus. So on your inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Take your right arm underneath the left, so you're crossing. Then bring your hands up and see if you can bring them together. So your palms are coming together here like you're clapping. If that's not accessible, just take your hold of your opposite shoulders with your hands. Okay? Either way is perfectly fine. Then from here, we're going to sit down into a chair. So think about chair pose where we're sitting our hips way back and the weight goes back into our heels for a minute here. Then from here, take your right leg and bring it up and around the left thigh, kind of like if you were sitting at a dinner table crossing your legs. And from there, you can point the toes back, point the toes onto the floor, or you might try to wrap the toes around the calf. Okay, it is okay if they do not wrap, no problem at all. Then from here, what happens is our hips are sort of way back here, okay, and then we start thinking about, okay, I want to get really, really low. Instead, think about standing up out of it just a bit. Press the hips under you, and think about your shoulders going right over your hips. Focus on something in front of you that's not moving. If you're staring at me the whole time or staring at the screen, maybe focus on the mat or focus on a tree, because they don't seem to be moving very much. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more inhale. Exhale. And from there, unravel the legs and reach your arms all the way up over your head. On your exhale, take your left arm underneath the right. Same thing, just the other side. Okay, wrapping the arms around like a rope, or grabbing the shoulders. From here, we'll go ahead and sit back down again. So remember, you can go ahead and let your hips sit down nice and low here to begin with. Then bring the left leg up and over the right. Either point the toes back, point the toes onto the mat, or wrap the toes around the calf. Ooh. Either way is perfectly fine, okay? Then from here, think about standing up just a little bit, get tall. Press the hips forward, send the chest slightly back, and get your shoulders right over your hips. Focusing on something in front of you that's not moving to help you with your balance. And then situating the weight onto the standing foot as evenly as possible. 2 more breaths, inhale. exhale. One more inhale, exhale. Let's release it. Inhale, arms all the way up over your head. Let's take a forward fold. Exhale to come all the way down. In this forward fold, bring your feet about hip width apart. Grab opposite elbows and hang out here in ragdoll. Take a few breaths. Soften through the knees. Soften through the low back. From there, release the hands onto the floor. Take about a 3-foot step out. So it's not as long as your warrior 2. We're setting ourselves up for our triangle instead. Place your hands onto your hips. Have a nice flat back as you come all the way up to stand. From standing, let's go ahead and take our right toes, turn them towards the right. Right toes are directly to the right. Left toes turn in just a little bit. Okay? Heel to arch alignment, or as much as you can. Your whole body is facing forward. Then bring your arms out to the sides, nice strong arms. Think about your left hip going towards the left. So you already find a stretch in through the back of the right thigh. Then reach your right fingertips forward, reaching, elongating through the right side waist. From there, take your right hand onto the shin or the floor and bring your left arm up to the sky. So a lot of times in this posture, people just kind of dig down into the right hand. They're just like, boom, I'm here, yay. And that's awesome. If it feels good, great, cool. But just be mindful that you want your body to help support you. So let your legs support you. This hand is just kind of here. You got an extra limb, okay? Just pretend like you have an extra limb for a minute. This arm is helping you to lengthen and pull yourself up. So fighting gravity here, okay? So think about your legs really engaging. Think about your feet squeezing in towards one another and reaching up through the top hand. There's a lot you can say about all of these postures. There's tons and tons of cues, and I'm just hitting a few of them at a time. Because otherwise, each of these postures would take like 10 minutes to do. So I'm saving you a bit. Take a few more breaths. Really enjoy opening your body up, trying to stack the shoulders one on top of the other, feeling the nice strong legs, helping to support you. On your next inhale, use this top hand to pull yourself up, use your abdomen to come all the way up, and turn your toes through center. Let's do the other side. So, left toes turn towards the left, right toes turn in just a little bit. Send your right hip back, and your left fingertips forward, lengthen, and then come on down. One side might feel more difficult than the other. You're human, it's normal, it's completely okay. Just breathe into it. Let your lower body help to support you. Let it be your foundation. Let your left hand just be an accessory here on your body. Right arm reaches up, nice, tall, long body. Breathe in and out. Open up through the chest, stacking the shoulders. Let's take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then come all the way back up. Turn your toes back through center. Place your hands onto your hips and just let your feet come together, taking a break. Relaxing arms down to your sides. Standing in mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Moving right along, we'll place our hands onto our hips. This time to take a bigger step out to the side. So instead of 3 feet, we were thinking about 4 feet. So bringing your arms out to the sides, coming into warrior 2. We want our ankles to be about underneath our wrists. If that is not where you're at, it's perfectly fine. This is a journey, a whole life journey, okay? So just take your time as your body figures it out. Take your right toes to turn towards the right, left toes to turn in a little bit for some balance, and then start to bend the right knee. And you might even just kind of bounce it down. Be very gentle as you bounce down, straightening and bending a few times. Okay, once you feel a little bit more comfortable in through your inner thigh, let the knee stay bent, knee over your ankle. So if you need to lengthen your stance, so your knee is over your ankle, go for it. And the back leg is super strong and straight. Shoulders are over the hips. You might even think about retracting back a little bit with the left hand. And then the whole body is facing straight forward. Now, maybe look over your right fingertips. Let's take 3 rounds more of breath. From here, place the hands onto the hips, straighten out through the leg, center out the toes, and let's go to the other side. So now the left toes turn out, and the right toes turn in. Bending the left knee, and this is something that I didn't mention in the first side that we did, but we want our knee tracking in line with the second toe. That's pretty important. Trying to get the knee to point straight forward so that the knee isn't turned in or turned out. That's more rare to see. So just really trying to get the knee to point straight forward as much as you can. This back leg is super strong and straight. The arms can go out nice and long. Torso facing forward. Yeah. And then if you feel like you're pushing a lot of weight to your low back, that's common too. Think about bringing your front ribs in, bringing your belly button in to help support your low back. If anything, you can always make it a shallower warrior two and straighten out through the left leg a little bit. Wherever you are, take 3 more breaths. After your 3 breaths, place the hands onto the hips, straighten out through the leg, point your toes back through center, and start to walk your feet back in. Relaxing the arms down to your sides, and just stand for a breath or 2. From here, we'll slowly start to open up through the eyes again. We're going to do one more standing posture today before we head to the floor. So the left foot will be grounded onto the floor. We're going into tree pose. So for tree pose, same thing as we set up for our standing head to knee variations is the left hip is in line, firmed into the center line, in with the knee and the ankle. Okay, so hold on to that. Let your right toes come right next to your ankle. The toes are pointed down, and the heel is right onto my calf here, the bottom part of my calf. If you want to go further, you might bring it below your knee. Same thing with the foot placement. Okay, so the foot is onto the calf, but the toes are pointed straight down, and the heel is pointed straight up. Okay, or you might grab your foot and bring it all the way into the upper inner thigh. Okay, so from here, something common that I see is that hips aren't as square as they should be. People like to turn their knees straight out because that's what we see in pictures and magazines and whatnot. But really, your knee is probably going to be pointed more towards, if you're in a room, in towards the corner of the room. If you're looking to try to get your knees straight out to the side, start thinking about engaging your glute and the outer thigh to try to push the knee out, and you're going to feel your inner thigh start to work and open up too. Okay, so from there, placing your hands to your heart, and changing up the arms however you'd like. You can bring them up, out to the sides, behind you, whatever works for you. And if you fall out, just like I did, you just take your time and come right back into it when you're ready. Let's take 4 more breaths. Find the dedication that you set in the beginning of your yoga practice today. Really zero in on it. Breathe it into your body and exhale it out into the universe. your own time, slowly start to come back to stand and relax the arms. And let's go to the other side. So now the left toes are onto the floor. Remember, the right hip is firmed into the center line. Left toes onto the floor right next to your ankle. Foot could go below your knee onto your calf, or maybe you're picking it up and you're bringing it above the knee. Okay. Press your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot. So everything is squeezing into the center line. And then when you're ready, bring in the hands wherever you'd like. Hands to heart, arms up, out to the sides or behind you. Finding your focus. Breathe your dedication into your body and send it out to the universe with your exhale. Let's take 3 more breaths. When you're ready, take your time to slowly come back to stand. You might roll out the ankles and just kind of loosen things up in there, maybe even roll out the wrists. Okay, and then making your way down to a seat. So once you come into your seat, you can decide if you would like to do a floor twist or a seated twist. I'm going to guide you through a seated twist today. If you want to lay down instead, that's perfectly fine. Just take the variation that works for your body today. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways for this. We'll take our right knee up towards our chest and take the right foot up and over the left thigh. Okay, this might be where you want to stay. You can hold onto your right knee with your left hand and bring the right hand behind you and get really tall and slowly start to twist. Remember, height, length is most important before you actually go into your twist. If you want a little bit more, then you might take your left knee and bend it so that the left foot goes by your right glute. So you're kind of crossing your legs, but my right knee is still pointed up, my left knee is pointed straight forward. Then from here, my right hand might come behind me. I might also just hold on to the knee or take my left elbow on the outside edge of the right knee. So it just adds a little bit more oomph to it. Get tall and long through the spine, and then slowly start to twist. And take about 3 to 4 more breaths here. Focus in on your inhales. Focus on your exhales. After your last exhale, go ahead and come back through center, and let's go to the other side. So unravel the legs, shake it out if you want to, and then take your left knee up. Take your left foot up and over the right knee. Again, you might just hold on to the left knee, place the left hand right behind you. It's not way back here, it's nice and close so you can get tall, and then add in your twist. Okay. Or bend your right knee as well too. The left knee is pointed up, right knee is pointed forward. Hold onto the left knee with the right hand, and then the left hand behind you, or adding on, bringing the arm up so that you can find that twist. It helps you just kind of get it around there. Get tall and then twist. And take 4 to 5 more breaths. And slowly coming back around again. Once you come back around again, Bring your legs out in front of you, shake them out. Bring the legs straight out in front of you. Flex the feet if you'd like. Reach your arms up over your head. And then exhale, reach for your toes. So feel free to bend your knees. For me, bending my knees gives me a little bit less stretch in through the backs of the legs, but then it feels really, really good into my low back. Okay? So it's completely up to you. Inhale, lengthen for a minute. And then on your exhale, forward fold. Think about your chest going towards your thighs and your forehead going down towards your shin. This is also a posture that you could be a little bit less active in. Okay, so for instance, I could have my legs straight or bent, and I can just walk my hands down forward and let my elbows bend and let my head relax down. So giving the back of my body a good stretch. For me, I slept weird last night or something because my upper back is a little tight. So this feels really good for me right now. So you choose what works for you. Each and every day is different. Take 3 more breaths. And then slowly coming back up again. Sitting however you'd like to, cross-legged, into your heels, whatever works. And placing the hands onto the knees, feeling a little bit more grounded and ready to relax. Letting go of the knees and the hips and the toes and the ankles, maybe even moving from side to side, letting go of the rib cage and the belly and the shoulders. And then start to close your eyes. And take this time to re-invite your dedication back into your mind one more time. Breathe it into your body on your inhale. On your exhale, send that positive energy, positive vibes out to the person or thing that you dedicated your practice to. Thank you so much for joining me in this virtual session. I hope you are enjoying them so far. I know we are having a lot of fun creating this content for you to keep your practice alive and keep you moving and feeling good in through your body, mind, and soul. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, your night, your morning. Namaste. Thanks for watching. Hi. Thanks for watching.